Alright, what's up, everybody? It's Demo the Warrior here, and I'm a little pissed off about Raw, but I mean, Raw was okay, but like, it really felt like they fucked this Raw because it's the Raw after WrestleMania, and it's supposed to be a really good Raw, really surprising Raw. Now, don't get me wrong, it was surprising, but there were still parts where you're like, fucking seriously. Um, Yeah, so you started off Raw. Excuse my voice. My voice still hurts from yelling about WrestleMania earlier. You start off Raw, Vince McMahon talking about how Shane lost and all that, and then Shane McMahon somehow, I don't know how he walked out there, but Shane had bruises all over his face. You could tell he was in bad shape. And Shane was saying goodbye to the WWE Universe. He was saying thank you. He started getting emotional, and then he said goodbye and he started walking away. And then Vince was like, hold up, no one ditches me. And then like the fans started chanting, let Shane run it. And then Vince was like, all right, you got your wish. Let's see what you got. And then so apparently Shane McMahon was running Raw, but we didn't even see him the rest of the night. So first match, you get the New Day versus the League of Nations again. I was like, really? Come on now, like. Starting off Raw, and I'm like, for real, are we like having WrestleMania rematches? What the fuck? Because you got New Day versus League of Nations again, and the New Day is over as hell. They came out to an ovation, but yeah, the New Day beat the League of Nations. It was for the tag team titles, so you can't have the titles on the line at the biggest pay per view of the year, but you can have them on the line the next night after. That makes no fucking sense. But yeah, the New Day beat League of Nations, and then Sheamus got pissed off. He started going on a rant, and he's like, League of Nations is supposed to be the greatest athletes across America, across the world, I mean. And he's like, but there's one problem, and saying something about the weakest link, and then Rusev, Del Rio, and Sheamus all started attacking Bad News Barrett. So I was like, yeah, Barrett's definitely leaving now. So yeah, that was that, and um, it was it was an okay match. I don't really know. I like the New Day. They're my favorite tag team. Um, like to remember everything, I'm looking at like the WWE YouTube clips. That way, I know every single thing that happened. The next thing on here is Sasha Banks versus Summer Rae. I didn't really pay attention to the match because Summer Rae sucks, but I don't even know who won, but it was okay, I guess. I don't know. I watched like a minute of it. I like how Sasha has like an Eddie Guerrero tribute attire. I don't know why she went back to like the little trunks instead of like the tights, but whatever. Um, Next match was Tyler Breeze versus Apollo Crews. I was pretty surprised to see Apollo Crews. I seen him down in NXT. He's pretty good, so I mean, another good wrestler added to the roster, another mid card guy. That's always a good thing. Apollo Crews picked up the victory pretty quickly though because Tyler Breeze is a jobber, but you know, gotta make Apollo Crews look good. Then you have this part where Roman Reigns came out with the championship. He started talking. Everybody was booing the hell out of him. By the way, I forgot to mention the crowd on Raw. That may have been the best crowd I've ever heard on Raw. I loved that crowd. Every second of everything the crowd was doing. But anyways, Roman Reigns was getting the hell booed out of him. Then Chris Jericho came out. Well, Roman Reigns was like, if there's anybody that wants to face me, come. If anybody that wants this, come get it. And Chris Jericho came out. And then AJ Styles came out. And then Kevin Owens came out. And then Sami Zayn came out. And then it was a fatal four-way for see who the number one contender is at the end of the night. I'll get to that later. Then you had Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is on the main roster now because he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So apparently he deserves to be on the main roster. I don't really like Baron Corbin per se. I mean, he's pretty good. His finisher's nice. I like that. The End of Days. It's pretty cool, but I don't know. There's just something about Baron Corbin that just doesn't. It's just something to do with me. I don't know, but something about Baron Corbin I just can't get behind. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it was a pretty good match. The one match, the one thing that I hated the most about this episode of Raw was goddamn Zack Ryder versus The Miz. I told everybody, Zack Ryder would not even hold the title for one night. Not even, not even, not even, not even, because The Miz won the title from him. Well, I guess Maurice is back now. She's not wrestling, but like, like Zack Ryder's dad was at ringside, and The Miz was talking trash, and then his dad pushed The Miz down, which somehow that's not a disqualification, but then Maurice came out of nowhere and slapped Zack Ryder's dad. Zack Ryder started yelling at Maurice, and Miz came up from behind, hit the skull crushing finale, won the Intercontinental title. Everybody knew that Zack Ryder was not going to get a push. They just gave him his moment and whatever. Um, yeah, then you had the Divas segment where, all the divas were out there and they were giving Charlotte the title, like the new women's title, even though she already had it at WrestleMania, which is kind of stupid, but whatever. She came out and I didn't really pay much attention to it, but she went on, and apparently I guess she pissed the divas off, so they left. And then Natalia was talking trash, and Charlotte was talking trash, and blah blah blah, and no one really cared. Um, then you had what didn't make sense to me is you have the Usos versus the Dudleys on the pre-show, so the Usos win, and then the next night on Raw you have the Usos versus the Dudleys in a tables match. Why not have the tables match at WrestleMania and then the regular tag team match the next night? But they tend to do that. They build up a big match for a big pay per view, but then like the next night or whatever, or eventually they'll just have the match on Raw, and you're just like, what was all that build up for? They're just gonna let them fight on Raw. But I guess it was okay. They made a stupid call at the end where like they went to jump on the Dudleys and both the Usos went through a table and they ended the match, but that's not how the fucking thing goes. It was funny, like Bubba Ray Dudley got mad, and he's like, "Why the hell did you ring the bell?" And then Devon threw one of the Usos through another table, and Bubba was like, "Now ring the bell. That's how you do a tables match." What the hell is wrong with you? I was laughing, but to everybody's surprise, the Dudleys were walking up the ramp. All of a sudden, Enzo and Cass's music hit. Enzo and Cass, I love Enzo and Cass. They came out, started talking trash to the Dudleys, and Devon Dudley was doing a little bit of swearing. You could hear him. He kept calling Enzo, like, Enzo says something about his hairline and his lazy eye, and Devon was like, "You son of a bitch, you son of a bitch," or something like that. I could hear him. And, the crowd was behind Enzo and Cass. I also forgot to mention, like, something about the crowd. Like, during one of the matches, I think it was the Miz Zack Ryder match. I'm not sure, but they were chanting Nakamura. It might have been in the New Day League of Nations match. I'm not sure. One of the matches I know the crowd was chanting for Nakamura. And in the women's segment, they were chanting Bayley, and they were singing Bayley's song, or the song they always sing for Bayley. Um, yeah, the crowd was awesome tonight, but excuse me, my throat started hurting for a second. Then you had this. Well, they had a backstage interview with all the people who were gonna be in the Fatal 4 match, except Chris Jericho, but like on the Sami Zayn one, Kevin Owens attacked Sami Zayn backstage, and he put Sami Zayn through a table, and somehow Sami Zayn was not medically cleared to compete that night, so it was just Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho, and then when the match started, they were like, Sami Zayn has not been medically cleared to compete. However, by the rule of Shane McMahon, this will still be a Fatal 4 match, and the fourth man will be, and there was like silence, and then freaking Cesaro's theme hit. I was so happy to see Cesaro back. I'm so happy some of these wrestlers are starting to come back from injury. John Cena's back, even though like he was at WrestleMania, but he wasn't on Raw, which is a little weird, but whatever. Now Cesaro's back. I heard rumors that Randy Orton might be back soon. I don't know. The only thing that sucks is Luke Harper is out now, and he's out 7 to 8 months, which really sucks. Because, I mean, it sucks for anybody to be injured, but I mean, the Wyatt family is kind of like crap now. I mean, yeah, they came out and attacked the League of Nations, but I mean, like, what funny thing when they did that, like, the crowd was chanting, they're like, "Thank you, Wyatt," or something like that. And during the whole time, they were chanting, "He's got the whole world in his hands." Like the crowd really liked the Wyatts, which is something you don't really see that often anymore. But I think the Wyatts are just crap now. I used to love the Wyatts. Bray Wyatt was one of my favorite wrestlers, and like one of my favorite rivalries of recent years was Bray Wyatt versus John Cena because how in depth the rivalry was, and it was just a really good rivalry. And I like Bray versus Undertaker, but I'll talk about Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family some other time. Finish this Raw review. You had AJ Styles versus Cesaro versus Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. What a main event. What a way to end Raw. I don't know why WrestleMania couldn't have been this good, but I mean, Cesaro, Jericho, Owens, and Styles gave it their all. I mean, you seen the Cesaro swing, the uppercuts, the pop-up powerbomb, package powerbomb, the Styles Clash, the phenomenal forearm, the Pele kick, the springboard 450, the Lion Salt, the Code Breaker, the Walls of Jericho, the Sharpshooter. They were pulling out every single move, and it was all amazing. Like the crowd was chanting KO Mania, the crowd was chanting Cesaro, the crowd was chanting for Styles. Nobody was really chanting for Jericho because nobody really wanted to see Roman Reigns versus Jericho, but even though I know people are going to get mad at me for saying this, even though I think Kevin Owens or Cesaro should have gotten it, AJ Styles won. But hey, I love AJ Styles, but I kind of feel like AJ Styles shouldn't have it just yet, if that makes sense. I think it's Kevin Owens' time because I think Kevin Owens is the next top heel, and he needs to play that role, and he would play it spectacularly, especially since Triple H likes him a lot. And Kevin Owens would just be great as champion. But Kevin Owens will get the title eventually. But for right now, AJ Styles is now the number one contender, which a lot of people are happy about. I'm happy about it. I mean, it was either going to be Cesaro, Kevin Owens, or AJ Styles. I mean, you can't really lose. But the only problem is like, when you look at it, Roman Reigns and AJ Styles, I have a bad feeling that they're just going to let Roman Reigns win. And something that didn't make sense to me is every year, well, until they changed it to Extreme Rules, it used to be Backlash, but every year after WrestleMania, it's been Extreme Rules, but now it's Payback, because I seen, like, on Raw, they said Payback is brought to you by something, and I was like, when the fuck has Payback been after WrestleMania? It's always been Extreme Rules. They better not. Well, I mean, if they get rid of Extreme Rules, it's not going to really matter because, I mean, last year they didn't even have an Extreme Rules match at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, which was fucking bullshit. I mean, it'd probably end up being the same thing as Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar with that poor-ass excuse of a street fight. But whatever. Yeah. So, all in all, I think Raw was okay. For once in a long time, the second half of Raw was the best part. Usually it's like the beginning of Raw is good and then it drags on and then the ending sucks, but the second half of Raw was awesome. The first half kind of sucked, but I give the Raw a good okay rating. Yeah, this is Raw review for April 4th, 2016, and this has been your boy Demo the Warrior. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.